Nancy. Did you get the package I left for you?
Yes.
I think they're silly, but apparently some of the people I've met swear by using EMF signatures on the property.
I showed Clara a film that really upset her.
Actual film? Where'd you find it?
Yeah, out in the ruins.
Mm-hmm. Prick up your ears. Someone's talking to you.
What do you mean?
What's on that film is at the heart of everything.
It was an old birthday party.
Charlotte's. Maybe she's the one doing the talking.
Harper left it out for me.
That don't mean I'm wrong.
What have you been up to since we spoke last?
I've been teaching the road to know my wheels.
Are you working on the next book?
I've been running away from the next book. In an empty house that was filling up with chatty ghosts. But who knows? When I'm out of gas, maybe I'll have no choice but to listen to what they have to say. If they're interested, I'll send you a gallery proof. If they're not, I guess I'll go teach.
You've done a lot of research on the Thornton family, right? What have you found?
Like a lot of powerful families around here, they were forged in the Civil War. Like every war, it was a brutal thing that made a lot of men dead and a couple of men rich. Or women, in this case. The family matriarch, the Gray Lady, they say she was a spy for the North.
Is that true?
Could be. She kept records like a spy for sure. Which is to say she didn't. One thing's known. She fed the North troop positions that turned the tide of more than one battle. She was compensated quite well for it. The island itself was a gift. She was either a traitor or a spy. That's why the Northerners got to calling her Gray Lady. If you ask me, she started a nasty Thornton tradition. Success at the cost of innocent blood. Anyone who tries to write things in that family gets ostracized or worse.
Do you know anything about the factory accident?
Nothing I can verify. It's been scratched out of the local history. When I was there, I expected to feel something when I stood near the old factory.
And nothing?
As many spirits as I expected. I only met one.
Charlotte?
That'd be the one. Dear, sweet Charlotte, the terror of Black Rock Island.
Jesslyn said something you might want to hear.
When you phrase it like that, I know I don't.
She said Clara has a habit of discrediting anyone who could find out her secret. She convinced the family Harper was nuts.
And she did her best to see Wade punished for something that wasn't fair. Is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Hon, I didn't leave Wade because of Wade. I left because I wasn't strong enough to stand up to all that darkness.
If Jesselyn, Harper, and I can do what needs to be done, you won't be alone in that fight.
Nancy, as my daddy said to me, you, dear, are a pain in the rear.
Then it sounds like I'm in good company. What happened to your old assistant, Logan?
He fired me.
Doesn't it usually work the other way?
You'd think so. He got fed up with me.
Why?
He gave me an ultimatum, write the draft or he'd find someone else to work for. I do not do ultimatums.
I spoke to Wade.
I figured that might happen eventually. Can I explain, or are we beyond that?
I'm sure you have your reasons.
I do.
Wade said he was expecting you. Why didn't you tell me that?
I was going to come. I meant it when I told him I was coming.
But then?
But then I got scared.
What scared you away from taking the case?
To be blunt, the living Thorntons are just as scary as the dead ones.
Why?
They've dug so many graves on that rock that death himself is on the Christmas card list. I can't help but wonder if they're misfortunate fools or just addicted to Sunday clothes and the sound of a spade taking a bite out of cold clay.
Tell me what happened when you met Charlotte.
I'll tell you, hon, but you got to remember that you are not like me.
What do you mean?
I have opened the door to the spirit world, and you have not. And don't you dare do it, ever. You hear?
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I mean it. The dead are just like lost children. If you're out there leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, they will find you. Enough of the PSA. I snuck out there to the ruins on the anniversary of her death. I waited in silence for a long time. Nothing.
You didn't say the rhyme?
Oh, that. Oh, it's cute, but I wasn't looking for my daddy's brain-dead bloodhound. They come when they come, and in the dead of night, she came. stood right beside me. Just me and her, eye to eye, for a hot minute. Finally, she reached for my wrist. She pulled me through a fog that became smoke and then fire. She pulled me back to the night she died.
Could you see what happened that night?
I couldn't see a thing. I could only feel the heat. I could feel how sad she was and how angry. I'm sorry, hon. Talking about it don't come easy.
I'm just trying to fit the pieces together. What does Charlotte have to do with Jessalyn?
All families got one thing in common. Every generation, just like the last. There's some rebels and some oddballs that break the mold. But for the most part, one generation gonna follow into the footsteps of the next. From what I gathered, Jessalyn seems to be cut from the same cloth as Charlotte. You ask me, if someone saw Charlotte as a threat, then Jessalyn's been born behind enemy lines.
You said you opened the door to the spirit world. What did you mean?
You really sure you want to know?
I'm curious, and no disrespect, but...
Last time, I told you how my daddy got me interested in ghosts, but that's only part of the story. When I was young, there was a spot in my room where I could fold back the wallpaper. There was this gorgeous old wood behind it. I mean, to me it was. I'd trace the ripples in the grain with my finger for sometimes hours.
Why?
I don't know. I was a girl, and it was the only thing I knew about that no one else did. I don't know exactly when it started, but I began to trace a beautiful old willow into the wall, over and over again. Strong limbs running up to the sky, and the tangled roots grabbing tight at the dirt. I was obsessed. I traced the tree until I knew every detail. I even started to see it after a time, little indentations in the wood. But one day, the lines felt strange and cold, and I realized it wasn't the wall I was feeling. There was a girl on the other side of the wood. She was showing me what to draw. She was trying to tell me something. I should have shut my eyes tight and glued the paper back. But I didn't, and I couldn't. I let it teach me the shape of the tree, again and again, until one day I saw it in real life.
What happened?
Not a thing until a strong storm hit a few months later. I don't have to tell you what they found when they pulled what was left of the willow tree from the ground, now do I? That's when I decided I would learn to listen. I knew even then it had come at a cost. I just had no idea how high.
You know I don't believe in ghosts, but something isn't right here.
Well, explain it.
I'm seeing and hearing things. I can't explain it. And I feel, we all feel...
A weight.
Exactly.
It's common with hauntings. Now, some say that haunted places... Oh, shoot. I gotta rush. That's the other line. Yeah?
I found Jessalyn.
Well, that's a relief.
Not quite. She went into hiding to find evidence that would prove that Clara...
Killed Charlotte.
How did you know?
I didn't, till just now. I met her once. She had the type of smile that never met her eyes. Now I know why.
Goodbye.
Good night.